Now get along with you. Get along with you. Quick, a spell in the new world will do you a power of good. You'll be far from the distractions and temptations of London's theatrical life. Your mother is very disappointed in you, Cyril. This last episode in joining a company of acrobats was really the last straw. Now, Cyril, take this letter to my nephew in New York. He will look out for your interests. And Bertie will help you to find a good, steady job. Dear Bertie, this is to introduce Cyril Bassington. At all costs, ensure that he does not come into contact with theatrical circles. Sorry. Sorry.
Well, you're allowed to blink, you know.
Yeah, really?
Oh, wish you'd relax, Bertie.
What do you mean relax?
Well, move your lips when you speak, that sort of thing.
Won't you come out blurred?
Well, that's enough for today anyway.
I say, dashed exhausting this, you know.
Oh, that'll be Muriel.
You know, I think I might give this to my Aunt Agatha. She thinks I do absolutely nothing in New York.
Are you ready to come to rehearsal yet?
Oh, Bertie, this is Miss Singer.
It would be wonderful if you could help us, Mr. Wooster.
Oh, how do you do? This is George Caffin. George writes plays and all that sort of thing.
Hello.
Muriel and I are engaged.
Engaged? What about your uncle?
My uncle will just have to lump it.
Oh, Corky's just being brave, Mr. Wooster.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'll see straight away that you're the perfect wife for Corky.
No, he won't. All he'll consider is that I've gone and taken an important step without his advice. He'll cut my allowance.
Ooh.
And try to force me to go into the jute business again.
Jute, eh? Oh, yes, I see.
Bertie, are we going to rehearsal?
Yes, right. Well, look, I tell you what. I promise you I'll give this matter my best attention.
It would be wonderful if you could think of something, Mr. Wooster.
Right.
Pick it up on the bridge a little, but it's coming along fine. Right now, this is the part where the butler comes in and tells you the house is on fire. So, blah, 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 panic, 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 off you all go. You want to take over, Herman? Thank you. Well, what do you think?
Terrific. I love the song.
Look, Bertie, we haven't cast our part of the butler yet. You wouldn't want to play it, would you?
No. I'm a complete fool at that sort of thing.
Oh, look, I know it's only a small part, but we're really looking for an Englishman to play it.
No, I played Brutus at school once, and I was the one everybody stabbed. Thank you, Jeeves. And now, Jeeves, I'm going to see Corky's uncle, who's in the jute business. To tell you the truth, I'm a bit foggy on what jute is. Apparently, it's something that the populace at large is pretty keen on, because Corky's uncle has made a hefty stack out of it. Have you come across it at all?
Jute is a fibre from the bark of the plant Cocorus capsularis. It is imported chiefly from Bengal and used in the making of canvas or gunny.
Canvas or gunny? Right. Yes, well, that's made things pretty clear, Jeeves. Thank you.
Will that be all?
Yes, that'll be all. Thank you, Jeeves. Oh, Jeeves.
Sir?
This gunny stuff. I mean, I know about canvas, but gunny seems to just slip my mind.
Gunny is a coarse material chiefly used for sacking, sir.
Right, of course, sacking, gunny, sacking, yes. Thank you, Jeeves.
Wooster, sir.
Ah, Mr. Wooster. Welcome to our country.
Ah, right. Well, thanks awfully.
Please, sit down, Mr. Wooster. It's always a pleasure to meet another jute man. I love jute. You see this model of a yellow-bellied sapsucker? Made entirely from jute.
Good Lord.
This entire edifice you see around you, built on jute.
Really? Pretty useful stuff, then.
Frankly, Mr. Wooster, I'm surprised to see you here.
Oh? Well, yes, the thing
You
is...
British usually import directly from India, don't you?
Yes, generally speaking, we do import.
Don't get me wrong. I can supply you with 1,000 bales a week at $3.60 a bale, FOB.
FOB? No, I didn't think we wanted any of that, no.
You're in the manufacturing line, aren't you? Animal feed bagging?
Yes, that's right. Yes, dog biscuits, cats, things. Sacking. Yes. All sorts of sacking. And sack races, of course.
Sack races?
Yes, that's our main line. And of course we're right at the start of the sack race season now, so obviously we're snowed under with orders at the moment.
Mr. Wooster.
Mr. Warble, do you ever think about love?
Do I?
You know, raising a family.
Are we talking about jute or...
The patter of tiny feet, Right, well, thank you. We'll be letting you know. Yes, well, of course, he's not the easiest of chaps to get along with, I imagine, but I'd go so far as to say he was impressed.
What did he say about us getting engaged, Mr. Wooster?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually sort of mention that. What? But for a very good reason. Because the whole thing suddenly became clear to me. All you have to do is to work it so that your uncle makes Miss Singer's acquaintance without his knowing that you know her. And all you do is come along and...
But how can we make it work that way?
Ah, yes, well, that's the catch. Well, there's only one thing to do.
Right.
Leave it to Jeeves. Now, let's get a cab, shall we? Taxi! Now, Jeeves, we want your advice.
Very good, sir. Good morning, miss. Good morning, Mr. Corcoran.
This is Miss Singer, Jeeves. She is Mr. Corcoran's fiancée.
I hope you will be very happy, Miss Singer. Congratulations, Mr. Corcoran.
Yes, Jeeves. Now, the difficulty is that Mr. Corcoran's uncle, being accustomed to working with canvas or gunny, which doesn't answer back very much, doesn't like Mr. Corcoran doing anything without asking his permission first. He particularly won't like Corky getting engaged, which he has, to Miss Singer.
Quite so.
Right, so my thought was that if Mr. Warple made Miss Singer's acquaintance first, or what he thinks is first, and then along comes old Corky, apparently a newcomer...
I understand, sir. I do have an idea which I believe fits the bill.
Good Lord, Jeeves.
The scheme I have, sir, which while certain of success, does require a certain financial outlay.
Oh, now, look here, dash it, Miss Singer, don't start crying, anything. Look, Corky, you can count on me for all that sort of thing. You know, only too glad. Carry on, Jeeves.
Thank you, sir. What I would suggest is that Mr. Corcoran take advantage of Mr. Warple's attachment to ornithology.
How did you know my uncle was interested in birds?
No, I've read with great pleasure Mr. Warple's two books, American Birds and More American Birds. What I was going to suggest is that Miss Singer write a small volume entitled, let us say, The Children's Book of American Birds, and that she dedicate it to